Good job. And Steve, thank you so much, Steve.
Well,
Our only attendee.
and Ray and Francine are online at that.
Oh, are they?
So.
Okay, good.
And the recording has started, so we can officially start the meeting.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. I guess we can't vote on the approval of minutes, but if anybody has any suggestions now or changes, we could suggest them for the next time.
Correct.
Okay. I guess we'll just move along then. This is going to be a short meeting. We're not going to do anything, right? Where am I going? Okay, audience comments, we have heard from no one yet?
No, there was no comments, and
Okay.
it was posted on Friday on the agenda on our website.
Okay. Alrighty, correspondence and announcements, what's in the PACD monthly report? I read it, but I never really get my text out of it. Alrighty, we have 2 members now.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm here too. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There you are, Ray. You look like a little blue circle. There you go. Okay, so there are 3 of us, but still no form.
Right.
Okay, so the PACD monthly report, anything that we should pay attention to?
No, nothing in particular.
Right. I read that, it doesn't really, I'm not aware of all the,
No, they are working on the budget issues. They're working on a couple of legislative issues where some legislators are fighting with the Department of Environmental Protection, so they're trying to come up with a third-party reviewer system, which has been defeated before. They want to come out with a waiver of permit, which has been defeated. I don't think it's allowed, because I think the federal government trumps it, but I don't know. So but these are things that have been fighting because they're arguing back and forth.
right,
So, so I don't know, those are the kind of things I know that I've been meeting with PACD about.
right,
So they've been helping us with that.
but it's not really getting anywhere.
No, I hope it's not moving forward.
Right, exactly. Well, that's good. You hope it's not happening and it's not, that's good. Okay, next up, the motion request will go also. I'm done, right?
Yes, well, we can't do the approval for audits, but you can see the balance
Right.
moving forward that we
Right.
have. Does anybody have any questions about the bank statements?
Okay, it looks like we don't have any emergency reviews to discuss.
No, there was none.
And we can't do the motion request to pay an invoice to our accountant.
I would,
What's up with that?
we had authorized the services at the beginning of the year.
Right,
So this is just an invoice. I don't know that we need to have action per se. I just think we need to pay the bill.
right. I think so too. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Yes. So I have a check here for that.
Okay, good. I think that we already agreed on this. For those of you who are here, I think you think it's appropriate too, right, to pay the accountant. Always a good idea.
It's $1,100.
Yeah,
For this
okay.
6 months. The other check, I do have another check because it came in on our bank statement that we have the reimbursement from the watershed specialist, the last payment for the year.
Right.
And that was $9,043.36, which brings us to total reimbursement from the state for the watershed specialist of $45,250, give or take.
Ready?
And that would be deposited in the revenue, which brings our revenue up to the county at $259,000. And we required by the county at the budget the 244, but we had promised 263. So the last ENS fee should bring us back up to that 263,000
Okay,
next month.
they will be satisfied then.
Yes. Well, we will meet our commitment. Let's
Right, exactly. They may not be satisfied, but we will have done what we said we were going to do. Alrighty. So that's done, the checks to be signed already. Now we're already on old business. So the memorandum of understanding between the district and county council, still no hanging fire here?
No, I think maybe it's time to just take it off the agenda for future action. I've been in touch monthly with sending emails to our solicitor, and I have not heard back from them. I know that a list of things that they're working on is great, so. But we are working on some of these issues individually on that, so.
Right.
It's maybe not in the agreement, and agreement is not a requirement, but I think the understanding, I think we're working through those things right now. We're learning a little bit more, slowly but sure. So
we're
I'll
moving in
keep
the right
pushing a little
direction.
bit here and there, but yeah, I'll take that off the agenda.
Okay, all righty. Next up, the other exciting item is the Conservation District fee for service, and it's on the county council agenda for November 16th.
I'm trying to get familiar with the new Granicus, and I did put it through, and I see it's listed as on the tentative agenda. So hopefully that will be on the agenda
So,
for them to support our action that the board had taken at the last meeting.
right, good. So would it help if we came to the meeting, if anybody came to the meeting in any way?
Well, we'll have a lane there to move.
That's right, we're going to have a light there,
Yeah.
obviously.
And I will have to attend there
Yeah.
to speak on it. So
All right.
I think we'll be good unless there's any questions or comments.
Right.
I think we're in pretty good state compared to the surrounding districts, and the fees would bring us back. Should be, you're estimating everything, how much revenue you're going to create. But we have a need to create another $39,000 in revenue, and that's what we projected, between $39,000 and $41,000, if you base it on everything being the same as this year. So
Right.
I think the fee is fair and equitable for what our the services that us and the county have provided. So
Right.
we will be within State Conservation Commission policy
Right.
with that fee.
And it did seem when you sent out the comparison that
We're still way lower than
way lower,
surrounding
I was going
counties.
to say, right. And so that should give them more reason to approve of what we've done because we haven't gone building it.
Right, and to be fair with the other counties, it's because the other counties have more staff because they're larger, and all our positions are cost shared to some degree,
Right.
where they have additional positions that don't have any cost share, so they have to have additional revenue coming in to pay for that. Then some of them, like Berks County and Lehigh County, receive very little county support, which is not the case in Delaware County, Montgomery County, or Chester County. So.
Right. Well, let's hope it works. There we go. Next up, director nomination process. So what's happening?
Everything's like pulling teeth recently. We had not received any nominations. Steve Beckley, I did get a nomination from Darby, Delaware Delco Anglers had forwarded a nomination for Steve.
Yay.
But no new nominations. We still need a replacement for Frank. So I coordinated with Ann Coogan, and she was putting it on the vacancy thing on the county council website. I granted this application there as well. And I also sent out another notification to all our nominating organizations, extending it to November 30th to get something in. So I haven't even heard from the league.
I will bug them. That we have a new person in Rand right now.
That's probably why. I guess it's the Delaware County one technically, but I don't know how you guys
But
work.
generally what happens is somebody's got to nudge them. So, I'll get Jillian to do that because she goes to the board meeting.
Oh, thank you.
All righty. So, we definitely need to beat the bushes for people. Who knows anything? Would be great. Okay, that's it for that, huh? Well, new business, low volume road actions and updates. Karen.
Yeah, so we just had a QAB meeting. We received an extension request from Edgemont Township to extend the time period of their grant contract that was awarded in spring 2020. They've had some staff turnover, and with COVID delays, they weren't able to get their project completed by the contract end date. So we would recommend to the board to approve that extension, but I do believe that we need a motion for that. So we can put that on next meeting's agenda to hopefully get approved. And we did receive 3 applications for this round of low volume road grant funding. One is from Delaware County Parks and Recreation for the Smedley Park Water Quality Basin Project that we've discussed a couple of times here. Another one is from Eden Borough. Again, they're looking to do a similar project on another road in the borough with the inlet filters and replacing some of the stormwater inlets. And we received an application from Nether Providence. So they are a first-time applicant, which is exciting. And they have some ponding and road eroding issues on one of their township roads. And they're looking to install an infiltration swale with perforated piping underneath to connect to their storm sewer system. And when I went out to do a site visit, we talked a little more about it and found a good spot for a potential rain garden or a bioswale. So they're gonna work on their scope a little bit and get back to me with a revised budget and project overview. So those are the 3 applications we got. We have probably about $150,000 in funding requests, and we have about $90,000 available. So we'll have some decisions to make. Hopefully next board meeting we'll have a recommendation, and if not, the following month.
Yeah, so the process is, explain the ranking system so they have a little understanding.
So the QAB, I'll send the applications and summaries and ranking forms to each member of our quality assurance board, and each of us will go through and rank them. The ranking form is pretty, there's not much room for a variation in ranking. It's, you know, it's how far is the stream from the road, or, you know, something like that. So we'll all fill out the ranking forms and see what we come up with, and then those ranking forms will help guide our decisions, our recommendation for funding. They're not strictly going to be who ranks the highest, but it'll, you know, be a strong guiding factor in our decisions. So hopefully next December we'll have a quality assurance board meeting to go over those and come up with a recommendation for funding that will be decided by the board.
So there's only a possibility of funding, possibly, to, if we.
And we might even need to come down on the requests for 2 of them.
So what'll happen is that the quality assurance board will have to make a recommendation, and the board doesn't get to pick. What would they do if the board disagreed with the quality assurance board?
Well, if that happens, I hope there would be some feedback that we could give to the applicants and work with them to come up with something that everyone can agree on.
So yes.
So we would have to delay the decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the mini grant application review and approval, again, Karen.
Yes. So again, we actually got 4 mini grant applications this round, which is 3 more than we got last round, so that's exciting. And we will need another motion to award these, but I'll very briefly go over who applied, how much they're asking for, and very quickly a project summary, I guess, and then I can get more in detail next meeting. But we received an application from DCBA for $500, and that is for environmental education supplies for their youth programs. So that's anything from printing materials to something like owl pellets to dissect and things like that. And it's an ongoing educational program that they do. So.
Right.
And then another application is from the Delaware Riverkeeper Network. They're requesting $500 for a public engagement workshop about learning how how to submit public comment. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I think in their application, they talked about identifying current environmental issues in Delaware County and using those as examples that are brought up at public meetings and how the public can access those meetings and submit their public comment. The one thing about Delaware Riverkeeper Network is that they are a regional organization, so they focus on projects within the entire Delaware River, so in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. And our mini grant program is more focused on locally based environmental organizations. So I would leave that, up to the board to discuss. And we received another application from the Eastern Delaware County Stormwater Collaborative for their Stream Stewards Environmental Education Program. They Fish for the Future Education Mural Project. So they would be purchasing, I think, wooden fish shapes for students to color on after doing an environmental education workshop and how, stormwater to storm sewers to streams. And that would be done done within any municipalities within that southeastern part of Delaware County. And the last application we received is from the tree tenders of Upper Darby. They're in the process of installing a tree nursery in Upper Darby. These trees will be used for tree planting projects, native plant sales, or tree giveaway projects to Upper Darby residents. Specifically, the funds from the district, they're requesting $500. They would be used to purchase a water pump and some trees.
Okay. So all of these were for $500, aren't they?
Yes.
All right. Oh. And how much money we have? 2,000 to spend, Billy? We have 2,000.
But we've said that we spend up to $1,500 for each section, so $3,000 a year, up to $3,000 a year. I don't know what we spent in the spring. So.
Spring, I think we've only had one or two mini grant requests, reimbursement requests so far this year. And we've only awarded one other project in the spring.
So that would leave us with
Three or four projects.
Okay.
And we can do 1,500, 2,000, yeah, we're good.
Okay, all righty, well, that's good. I can see things shaking. Okay. Good. All righty, thanks, Karen. All righty, next up, Michelle.
All right, I guess we would need a motion to approve this ed as well
Yes.
for the amount, but so I guess we'll bring it up during next meeting, but just as a general overview, Ed received an email from the National Stormwater Center for a 2-day online course to have certification in stormwater inspector municipal training class. So you get a certification for 5 years, you need to receive continuing education credits. So the cost is $749 per person if there's at least 2 people signing up. So, and I believe plus a registration fee, which they don't list. So that's why we would need a motion just due to the cost of the course. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I would like to recommend that the board consider letting as many of our staff get this certification as possible, because Karen does the MS4 program, so she gets involved in some of these stormwater things that aren't involving earth moving, and then the other 3 inspectors, we get involved. So not saying that everybody has to have that certification, but if they want to take the time to go through the course and training and take the test, I think we can encourage it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a great idea. If everybody can go, or wants to go, can go.
We could pay for it out of the clean water fund too.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, this is good. Too bad we can't make a motion.
It's not until February.
It's at the end of February.
Okay, so we have time to squeeze it in there, right?
Yeah, I think there is a early bird registration, but it doesn't give the date. I don't know. already discounted if you have multiple people, so.
Okay, good, so
Yeah.
that's good, right. And if you have twice the multiple people, that would be better, right?
You would think, but I
I
don't think it works that
out
way,
that
yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Well, this is a great idea, this is wonderful. And everybody gets continuing education, I think it's a good idea.
Well, the other idea is I know that a lot of municipalities, the larger municipalities are now having their inspectors take this certification, so
Right,
I think it's good for us to keep up with them.
right, I think so too. Well, report from cooperating agents, thank you very much, Michelle.
Oh, you're welcome.
Report from cooperating agencies. No Linda here?
I did not see Linda check in, so.
No. Oh, there's Beth though. I see Beth.
Hello.
Hi Beth, what's up?
I don't have any numbers to report, but I did want to mention that we're taking signups for eQuip now, AMA and CSP. So those are all of our programs. And we're also staffing our office at about 3 to 4 people at a time. So that's a big change for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're here. We do have a few requests from Delaware County, but not a ton. So, if anybody needs us, give us a call.
All righty. It's nice that you're going to get more staff, right?
Yes, well, it's nice to be together again,
That's exactly. It's all exciting, right?
Yes.
Get reacquainted.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, thanks, Beth. That's it?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless anybody has any questions.
No, I don't have any questions. Anybody else? No. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Mhm.
Good news. Okay, nothing from Linda, although I did look at her report. I didn't see anything for us necessarily, but I always look at it as if I could find something in there, but an opportunity. Get something fun, a program, whatever, but no. All right. Alrighty, so next up is Ed.
Okay, some of the things that we worked on was, well, the grants to get the agenda action through, and that was done. Lots of meetings this month as usual. I don't know, I like the virtual meeting ability. However, it makes it so easy that everybody wants to have it. So
Right.
somehow we're gonna have to strike a balance on how many meetings we had. We used to have it with the regional office, a pre-application meeting, when we done Wednesday, 2 days a month. And unfortunately, when they lost Ron Drew, when she was promoted to the 105, Chris was shorthanded, so he couldn't do that. So hopefully he's getting some more staff in, and maybe we can arrange it. So we try to concentrate it on a couple of days a week, so it's not taking up all our time.
Yeah, the whole day or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's all. Every day this week we had a meeting, and some of them are, with the regional office, now schedules a lot of, they call it the PAC system, where they get everybody involved with DP that might have an impact on a certain project. And they do those as well, and get invited to those, so, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining about that.
No.
It just
takes up a lot of time.
The other thing with, we do have an enforcement case, and I want the board to be aware that it's getting weird. It's the Upper Darby School District. They,
Right, I saw that.
on Lansdowne Avenue, they have a transportation facility, and they found a lot of storage tanks. So they applied for an NPDS permit to do some work on the building and the parking lot, and during the course of that, they found these storage tanks that they removed. Well, we got a complaint and went out to it, and they had removed one of the big tanks and demolished the building without their permit and with no erosion controls. So Connor went out and did an inspection and requested that they stop work, get the erosion and sediment control plan implemented according to what they submitted to the for the permitting purposes. And then we submitted it to the region to try to get a ruling, because it's not clear on whether or not they can start the Act 2 cleanup without having the permit in hand, because you can do cleanups activities, but this one is over 5,000 square feet, so they would have needed a written plan, which the Act 2 people could approve. The problem was they applied for the NPDS permit. In my mind, you don't apply for an NPDS permit until you've already done your due diligence and all your testing and designed the plan according to that. So they're out of whack there, but how the region's gonna wanna handle it, I don't know. So, but they're writing the same thing, calling the regional office saying that the district is stopping them from doing environmental testing, which is not true, but it's true that we said don't do any additional
Stopping them
work.
for doing untimely
Right.
environmental.
So you can stretch the truth in the fact that we said don't do any additional work, but in the next sentence we said any testing that you have done that are doing that provides contamination, let us know about it.
Right.
And they didn't let us
They
know
didn't,
about
oh,
any contamination. So
I'm sure there's contamination, take break apart those things.
I don't know whether this is, I don't know if you, Mr. Nagel used to be on our board, he owned a fuel company. I don't know if Meehan took over him or this site was part of Nagel's. But yeah, they found like 5 storage tanks.
Yeah, scattered
underground.
throughout the site, not just localized, but they kind of.
That's a lot, right.
But this one was underneath the service building.
Yeah, it's in the
It's
garage.
pretty big. So they demolished the building and the tank and then.
Gone.
So it was about 8,000
Not
square
much
feet.
forethought, or not any shared forethought,
Well-
I guess, they knew about it ahead of time. but-
We're having a little, other issues with Upper Darby. They have a desire to move ahead with a lot. They have like 3 projects in here. The other one was a middle school where they never got their 537 approved, which is dealing with sewage facilities.
Right.
So they're behind the 8 ball, so they wanted to start construction and DEP told them no.
Yeah.
And they said, well, they lobbied with the regional office, so well, can we work on the parking lot? So I had to go through all the work of setting it up so we can change the plan, revise it, reviewed it, got them approval to do the parking lot. And then the day they got the permit, they said, well, we want to do everything. So I don't think they understand that they have to follow regulations just like any other. I think they're used to being in charge of everything.
Right.
So it's not atypical of school districts.
No.
We've had problems,
So
so.
the school is located in Clifton Heights,
No, this
This was
was the
Aronimink Elementary School.
oh, elementary.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Middle school.
Yeah, I did see this.
They have since received their full sewage approval though. So they're
Okay,
Yeah.
currently,
Just like one thing after another.
but yeah.
but they apparently don't have someone who's interested in compliance with these things in their state.
I think they're just
It just
behind
seems
the
like
8
that.
ball. They have deadlines, and their deadlines are more important than anything else. So in other
They're
words,
doing it the right way.
yeah, because it was me that, we had the pre-application meeting, and I said, wait a minute, you're surrounded by fuel facilities and stuff. Are you sure there's no contamination? Oh, we're checking into that. So they signed
Yeah,
it,
just kind of a little.
so.
Hmm.
Hopefully there's no leakage of the tank and stuff that they have to do any cleanup. We don't know.
Party of them, huh?
So my focus is that since that time, we referred everything to John Hummenstein, the water program manager. And he's just so busy. He called me a couple of times, we talked about it, and he agreed that they're very sloppy. So hopefully we can get it cleaned up.
Well, maybe someone should talk about educating. They seem like they need it.
Yeah, they called us too. The Upper Darby gave them a demolition permit for the building, which they should have done either, without the NPDS. So,
Everybody's quite cavalier there.
no, I think it's because they all changed. There's all new people, and there's it's sort of the knowledge base isn't there, the working
Right.
relationship, and so we have to retrain everybody that's new. So it happened. This was the second one with Upper Darby. The other one was they approved the Idle Hour Tennis Club in the floodplain without permit. So this is the second. So hopefully we'll work with them on this.
I still think education needs to happen with these people.
Well, Mr. Galante is the township engineer. He's also the city of Chester, so
Maybe he's busy.
we've already worked through with
I
him.
think he's Chester City, Chester Township, Upper Darby, and maybe another borough,
Oh, really?
Yaden maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, so We'll get there. It just takes a little time. It's just like
It
we
would
had
take
with
less time
Duncan.
if they were more organized and were together, wouldn't
We
it?
had a problem with Duncan Hughley and Radnor for many years, and then there was a guy, Joel DeFreitas in Newtown.
Right.
They were kings of their towns.
I knew Duncan very well. I had many an argument with him, actually. Yes. Oh, well. So this seems like they're difficult. Oh. So anything else that you're gonna sort this out with them now?
Yes, but rest assured, if you hear that complaint, we are not stopping them from doing any intermediate environmental cleanup. We just don't even know if there is any to be done.
Right, exactly.
And we're waiting for the regional office to review whether or not they can continue at this point or stabilize.
Uh-huh. Amazing. All righty, thanks, Ed. Next up is Michelle.
Okay, just had a lot of follow-up meetings.
Looks like it.
Yeah, just teleconferences to follow up on incompleteness letters that were issued for projects. So just making sure, or the consultant wants to make sure that they are addressing all the comments. Other than that, we had our annual 1 or 2 virtual fall training on the 26th. So we had some updates from both central office and from mainly central office, but nothing too striking that I'm missing. It's someone wants to but we did have a follow-up since that meeting that the PAGO1 permit would be published in the bulletin soon. So that was a lingering issue during the training, and then the follow-up the next week's and at a more firm date. So that will change some of the way we do permitting, but it probably won't be released until March.
Okay. So we're giving you a heads up along the way.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. All right.
What is the Rose Tree Park permit?
That is for the playground
Yeah.
that's gonna be put
My
on.
project I'm working on.
Right.
Oh, okay, yep. So that is, yeah, they titled it on their NPDS application, just Rose Street Park. So, but yeah.
I was thinking it's a big place. I don't know where this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Playground and pedestrian mall expansion.
Oh,
Yep, and also included in that, they have an alternate, which I think they're pretty sure they're going to do for a channel restoration down behind the amphitheater. So it's currently a concrete channel, and they're gonna rip out the concrete and make it a vegetated
oh,
channel.
good.
Yeah, that came up, I recommended it during the MS4. We inspected it, found this problem where the concrete, the water had undermined it, it started to cave in, and at the end of the concrete, it's a big washout. So
Right,
hopefully
exactly.
It's added on to the playground project.
It is, yeah.
Because I expected more stormwater coming from the playground.
I believe the stormwater from the playground is gonna be discharged through a level spreader right down to the unnamed tributary for Crown Creek that's behind there. But I think it was because of Ed's recommendation. So they included, since that will involve earthwork, and I guess maybe while they have equipment here, they included it within their limits of disturbance for this project.
Okay, so where is that?
Yeah, yeah. They have it shown like on a separate sheet, at least for this. Well, I think they combined it onto one now. but-
We had that same county council meeting that you're gonna be at, requesting more budget for the parks project.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, my goal in the original meeting was if they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone by putting some kind of stormwater thing that would address the Rose Street part of the playground and the MS4 at the same time.
Okay,
But that didn't come in that way. So
if it's part of what we need for our budget, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's coming from somewhere else. So.
Okay.
and it's different too, Steve. I don't know. Mark signed the permit application.
Yeah, it went from him.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. Usually public works, so our county council signs it.
We have an interim public works director now, Sharon Jay, who you met with.
Yep. So
But it's usually the chairman of the county council that signs the other. Your other Smedley Park project and Rose Street Tavern is all on this one. So it's different.
right.
So do you know in the contract there's going to be an oversight engineer?
That's the same, that's the design engineer, we call it the design and oversight
Okay.
project. So it's Pannonian's going to stay for that oversight of the
That makes
construction.
sense.
But it'll be a separate contractor to do the actual construction. But
Right.
the design engineer stays on to oversee it.
Excellent, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, what's happening at the end of the trail here? The Radnor Trail?
So that was for one of their proposed above ground, post-construction stormwater basins they found did not infiltrate. So they're changing it to make it a managed release concept basin, which triggered the need for the amendment. So DEP is reviewing that part of the change of the application. Yeah, we finished our reviews. They did get back to us. My comments were satisfied, but I believe DEP still had some comments. So.
That continuation of the trail seems to be one step forward, two steps back. Definitely. Yeah. Right. So is that it, Michelle?
Yep, that's everything I have.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, next up is Connor.
Yeah, I just had a good amount of pre-construction meetings.
Right, looks
as
like
you
it,
can
yeah.
see. So yeah, a lot of projects are starting up, getting pretty busy. Got out the field as much as I could. Yeah, that's really it. Nothing too out of the ordinary for this month. Just a lot of meetings.
This media walk at 6, is that the one that was always there? There's a media walk, isn't there?
What's that?
Media walk.
There's one on, what is it, Swarthmore, or not Swarthmore, Wallingford Avenue. Yeah, it's separate from that. It's,
The bug over your head.
yeah, it's on your
No,
head.
it's on your head.
On money.
Yeah, watch out for the
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Oh.
don't, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't anger
Didn't
it.
know it was that, you just said about
What happened
it.
to Connor? I'm looking at it all the
It's
time.
like right behind.
Oh, yeah, it's just for my, oh, very good. Very good.
It's been my new job title is exterminator.
Or bogeyman, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, it's all over the place.
Okay, so.
Yeah, no, it's separate from that. This one's in Media Borough, that one's in the Providence
Okay.
Township.
All
And we've already had complaints on that one that you guys did.
right. Oh, good.
Which one? The one in the Providence? Yeah, we've had multiple complaints, but recently they got under control. That was back like end of last year, beginning of this year. They have a sediment trap in the back, and they didn't have their storm sewer in, so it was just going out in Wallingford Avenue. But now they have the complaints
Right.
have slowed down.
Oh, good, yes. I don't think so. It's not gushing out at them anymore.
Yeah, it was like every storm,
Mm.
the horns be ringing.
Right, exactly. All right, well, thank you for what you've done. And next up is Ari, other than the bug kill.
Yeah, I know. Short of exterminating bugs, I was attending the same pre-construction meetings. I think they're all basically the ones Connor also went to, but I think there was one Michelle and I had attended. I've been taking the lead on them now, and I'm feeling much more confident in that, those expectations that come with the technician job title. Just getting to know everybody in the townships and
Right, exactly.
getting acclimated to that sort of thing. And then, yeah, other than that, nothing really out of the ordinary.
That's good. I'm
Does that
glad
make
you're kind of settling in.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, right, exactly, because it's been a lag there. There's been a lag there.
The virtual training, just having access to any sort of training is invaluable to somebody who started during the pandemic. So any education I can get, I'll soak it in.
Yeah, right. This is good.
Mhm.
Okay, next up is, thank you.
Yeah.
Next up is Karen.
Yeah, so busy month with Tree Vitalize and Low Volume Road Program and many grants.
Yeah.
But for Tree Vitalize, I know people are finishing up their 2021 projects. So we've had, I think, 4 projects installed this month. And then we have another one going in probably towards the end of November. And then unfortunately, one is going to be probably deferred until next year. So I'm waiting for those reimbursement requests to come in. One of the projects that went in this year I was really impressed with in Upper Darby Township. They did, that was the tree tenders group. They installed, I think, over 300 trees.
Wow.
Yes. It was a
Nice.
big project, a very long day, and they had lots of volunteers. So that was really, really, really neat. And they had the township, I don't know if it would have been their Parks Department or their Public Works, but they were out there with their auger digging holes. Some of the holes were a little overzealous. They were maybe like 3 or 4 feet deep. And really, really neat.
Oh, dear.
So we were spending more time filling in the holes
Right.
than digging them. But it was really cool. to
That's
see
good for
everyone
root
there.
growth.
It is,
Yes.
it does
Definitely
foster
very
growth.
loosened up the
Right,
soil.
exactly.
But yeah, that was definitely an exciting project this round. And then simultaneously, I've been doing some potential Tree Vitalize site visits for the 2022 grant round. So both of those reimbursement requests for this past year and the applications for next year are due to the district within like 10 days of each other. So I don't know the exact dates.
So
I
you'll
get
be
them
busy.
mixed up. Yes, I get them mixed up. But that's what I'll be up to most of this month.
Yes.
And then the low volume road program, I did go over those applications briefly. So I've been in contact with Gaden, our Parks Department in Providence. And mini grants, been in contact with them as well. And then trailer reservations. So many of the frequent ongoing projects. which is good.
And we still have the money to spend for the extra circle trap over Green to Wait, so we don't have to store them.
Right, exactly,
Well,
good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we figure while they're starting to die down and slow down, we'll see if any new technology comes up
Right.
while we still have the grant early next year. And then maybe we can get some demonstration.
Yeah, it was a lighter year for them this year, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, some of them are still out there crawling
I
around.
know. I saw
Couple
one
more
recently and I said,
freezes.
is time over?
Yeah.
Is time over?
Yeah, I was surprised that, I don't know what to attribute it to it, and I haven't heard any reports. Nobody's coming out and telling us why all of a sudden they weren't as big a problem this year.
They moved elsewhere.
Yeah, it seems that that's been the common discussion is that, I haven't seen as many this year, but no one knows why.
But
But we'll
my,
take it.
my friends in Upper Bucks County had them this year, so I thought that was interesting.
Oh, okay.
That they hadn't had them before, and I was telling you about this new one. I mean, I don't know that they were inundated, but
But they were there and
they were there,
before,
yeah, right, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, but in the meantime, the only report that we did have is they've extended all along the turnpike, all the way, the railroad, all the way out to.
They want to travel.
Yeah.
They do, they certainly do. Yeah.
And that's how they got here in the first place, right?
Yes. So that's it for my report. Unless
Excellent.
anyone has any questions.
Wait, something else was spilling my,
Yep, you can throw it now.
straight to my papers. Is it, have we disturbed a nest or something?
Yes.
They
They're in the walls.
Yeah.
So the guy just came out and he did, it wasn't, they think if you tore the plaster off, there would just be one giant bean out of it.
That's
But in Karen's office, there was a yellow jacket nest, and they destroyed that. And then I had them even go in with caulking and seal up the holes.
Uh-huh.
So that was done. But then when he came around this building, somehow they're getting in.
They do seem to be coming in this.
Yeah, there's 2 other nests out there
He said
that
there was
they
like a
treated
loose
last
brick.
week, so they're still in the process of dying.
Maybe they're aggravated.
And they're
you know,
angry.
And the egg
Yeah.
throws the egg and at death, you know, just Oh dear, well,
Well, it was much worse the other day before they treated it because they were a lot more active.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they
They
go
would
around
die
that
down,
window,
but
they
it's
must be
come back
somewhere
around.
enjoying that area near the window.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
eat there,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if you want to ask Francine if she has any.
I don't know, okay.
Francine, are you still
There?
with us?
Yes, I am. I've
Okay,
missed
good.
doing a few things at the
Yeah.
same time, but it's very impressive to hear the work you guys are doing, and it's very helpful. So I'm so glad that I was here to listen in.
Oh,
Thank you for
good.
the work.
We're thankful for you as well. So this is excellent. Do you have anything you'd like to address particularly with us?
No, I've been in communication with Ed. He shares information with me all the time, but it's just great to hear the team talk about their work. You guys are doing a really good job, and we're developing our sustainability plan right now. And so if you guys are interested at all in participating in the sustainability plan and climate action plan process, please visit the website, Delco Sustainability website. We have surveys that are out there. We have public workshop meetings coming up. And yeah, if you're interested, it'd be great to have you involved.
Thank you.
I did distribute the survey to all the directors.
Right, we are.
I knew you would, Ed. Thank you.
Yeah, right. I responded. Just want to say. All righty, well, there's a lot going on here. All of a sudden, the world is busy. It's just like being on the Bluebird today. All of a sudden, the world is busy. Really busy. Okay, so let me see. I think I saw everything else on here. Any other comments, questions, whatever? Alrighty, folks. Well, next meeting, December 7th. So I will entertain a motion from one of you two guys to adjourn the meeting.
So motion.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Steve.
I'll second.
Thanks, Ray.
Good. Thank you. You stayed with us, Ray. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All in favor, I can do. Yes.
Bye.
Excellent. Thanks. All right, I'll see you December 7th. And